Okay, Thursday, 10th of October 2024. So, Adrian's daily vlog sharing smart stuff men should know. Thoughtful Thursday, philosophy and musings from life. The role of reflection in personal growth. We either win or lose. So, this is something I guess that, I don't know, over the past 10, 15 or so, 20 odd years, that's been rather automatic. Self reflection, introspection, retrospection. You either win or you lose. A nice attitude to have. But also at the same time, thinking what could have gone wrong. As a principle, we want to always be growing and learning and becoming better every single day, even a little bit, than yesterday. Very important, very powerful. Then over the course of a 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, you grow and it's very noticeable. A good example of this is my Spanish. Over the past 6, 12, 24 months, it's quite noticeably different, which is amazing. And using it and able to communicate effortlessly, it's self-evident of the process and the growth every single day a little better. And that principle there can be applied to ourselves, our lives, our attitudes, priorities, values, our strengths, our weaknesses, everything. And I say, I had this concept years ago, you either win or you lose. And I really, really can't remember who I got that from. I got 1 or 2 hunches, but I really couldn't say at all. And I'm talking in 2016 or around that time. You either win or you learn. That's it. You win or you learn. You win or you learn. Win, amazing, great success. But there's more to it than that. Or you learn. Not so much that you lose, but you learn. You learn because then it's a chance to be retrospective. I could have done this. Why didn't I do that? Why shouldn't I have done this? What if I had done this? What if? That's powerful. Very important. We're growing again. But even then, when you win, I still think it's worthwhile thinking, whoa, had this happened, had that happened, had this and that and this, then it would be different today. Because people tend to say that you win, you learn nothing by winning. I generally agree, but it depends how retrospective, depends how introspective you become, how self-criticizing you become. And because I noticed a few times over the past decade or so when I was driving, I was in a situation, in a scenario, something would happen and I'd get away and I was thinking, whoa, had it been 5 seconds faster or slower, or had I gone over there rather than over here, or had I done this rather than that? Not that other people done things, it's me. What could I have done? That's the important thing. What could I have done? And I just think, had I done this or that any differently, then that whole scenario would be completely different. I did a video about this where I nearly crashed a car in France years ago in the rain, and had a few things here and there been different, the situation, a car behind me, or had I not studied something beforehand, then that whole scenario would be completely different today, a completely different life path today. All I can say is, as a rule of thumb as well, that I learned the lesson, this potential error, in a low risk environment. And that's important as well, because you want to learn these different mistakes, these different errors from yourself, your life, and other people in as low risk environment and situation as possible, meaning that this situation, because it happened, because it was so low risk, it was just a small scenario around the corner, not very far or not very complex, then if it had it happened, it makes a little difference. With the car again, I damaged the exterior a little bit once. Wow, in 2018 I think, 2019 I think, and because I misjudged something and I was reversing and then there's a thing and it cramped a little bit, and it's a bit of a dent, not a disaster, but I realised the mistake, I realised the dimensions of the car and a few other things. I realised that mistake in a low risk environment, as in the damage was so minimal, but then also we can go one step further. And that lesson, that principle, that mistake that I made, the mistake I made and the principle and lessons I learned from it, we can expand upon them and think retrospectively, critically, how we can apply those ideas to other things in life as well. And this requires a bit of introspection and retrospection and a bit of self-analyzing and being a little critical as well. As in, well, I misjudged the dimension and distance here, so what else could I have misjudged the dimension, distance of, or time of something over here and elsewhere in life? And that is an infinite, endless rabbit hole of discovery and researching and pondering and planning and thinking and strategizing. And you could only gain by going that deep into the thought. There's a book title, Zen and the Art of Motorbike Repair, something like that. And I've not read it, but I remember someone talking about how You start off with one thing, and your curiosity leads you to other things and other topics, and you go from learning how to repair motorbikes to learning about Zen in some fashion. You know, that strain, that trail of thought and curiosity that leads you to new places to expand and learn new things, which is very, very powerful. And that we need to always be constantly learning and growing in countless ways. Countless ways, but we don't know which fact will be the next one that can change our life. That's something that's very, very powerful. But we have to be curious. We have to cultivate curiosity and learning and growth and self-criticism. What did I do wrong? What could I have done better? What could I? 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 Why didn't I? Why didn't I? How could I? How could I? When would I? When would I? When would I? All these things. Thinking, well, how can I improve? Because that's what it's all about. Being better. And the more ideas we get, books, podcasts, videos, you name it, the more information we can look at, analyze, and think, well, that's a good idea, that's not a good idea. And then we can pick and choose and grow in our own unique and bespoke way, which is amazing, powerful, powerful, powerful stuff. Because why? We become better, we can achieve our goals easier and faster. That's priceless. That is absolutely priceless. How cool is that? Amazing. Yeah. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff, mentioned now. You will see me tomorrow.